Hello again everyone, welcome back to another video on this wonderful platform we call the internet. And well, to somewhat, mostly, no one's surprise, well, firstly I'm just going to say that this is a bit of a late video, but nonetheless, here it is. Anyway though, now into the news. This isn't exactly a review as such, it's more so just talking about yet another unfinished game. And of course the game in question is none other than Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. Now, as someone who really likes Mortal Kombat, I mean, like, it's one of my most favourite game franchises ever, second only to Need for Speed, and also therefore those two in particular is mostly what I focus content around here on this channel. Need for Speed and Mortal Kombat related content, whether it be videos such as online matches with certain cars or characters, which I haven't done in a while, you know, like online matches with Katana or Sub-Zeros or the Nissan Skyline or Honda NSX, so on and so forth, which once again I haven't really done in a while, whether it be that or in background gameplay for videos like this, whatever. So, yes, I was very much so looking forward to this Legacy Collection. I managed to play it, and well, it's pretty decent, I'll say. It's not the best, obviously, as we're about to discuss, but I've had my fair share of a good time on it and all that. But however, though, that isn't exactly the case with most others. While I haven't really had any problems with it, except for the matchmaking is definitely shit, I'll say. For everyone else who can see other things that I can't, well, it has a plethora of issues. So go figure, it's been worked on by Digital Eclipse, which personally I think they're okay, I guess. I mean, if this ain't Battlefront Classic Collection levels are bad, but it's still bad enough that it ruins the experience for certain people. So for starters, from what I heard, it has, well, audio mixing issues, such as certain things are louder than others when they shouldn't be, such as background noise or something. Sometimes the sound just completely just shuts off and you can't hear a goddamn thing. And a plethora of other issues. I can't quite remember them. Oh yes, that's right. Clipping issues with, you know, certain fighting animations, certain hits not registering, and the one that I have most definitely noticed is matchmaking issues. So the game came out about 2 months ago, I believe, if I remember correctly. Around the same month as Ghost of Yotei and Battlefield 6, which were also two other games I was looking forward to. Anywho though, and I can tell you that I have managed to play online with another player between then and now a total of once. Yes, once. Because for some reason the matchmaking is just absolutely cooked and you just cannot find a match within a decent amount of time in any game. I tried it with the first game, the very first one, and waited about 10 to 15 minutes, couldn't find anyone. Went on to Mortal Kombat 2, waited about 10 to 15 minutes on there as well, same thing, couldn't find a person. Then I hopped onto Mortal Kombat 3 or Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, don't quite remember, and waited about 10 minutes and then finally found a person, and that is it. That was so far my first and last ever match with an online player. You'd think that for a groundbreaking new feature for a classic lineup of games and all that, with now enhanced and for the first time ever online multiplayer, that they would actually, I don't know, make sure it works properly. Because let's face it, if you do end up finding a match in any of these games, you're either going to be matched up with someone that you will just mop the floor with completely, or it will be the other way around and you're facing someone who's played the game since fucking day one back in 1997 or whatever, depending on what game it is, you know? Not exactly saying it has skill-based matchmaking in it, but it sort of ends up like that, you know? Either you're matched against a noob that you get to clobber, or you're matched against someone who clobbers you. And that's even if you're lucky to find at least one match with someone. So there you have it. That's all the... yeah, so I will say that the menu is nice. The crypt as such with this one, more so just a... It's not exactly a crypt like in Mortal Kombat 9 or 10. It's just basically like behind the scenes of like the making of the games and all that, which, yes, is actually pretty cool. Like, you get to watch how the games are made and all that. And the menu to navigate through the games is pretty cool too. But that's sort of all there is going for it. Gameplay wise, it's yet another buggy mess. Now, of course, that's not to say that the original games themselves are perfect, because, well, let's face it, there's no such thing as a perfect game. There are brilliant games out there, don't get me wrong. Elden Ring, Expedition 33, so on and so forth. But even then, somehow managed to take these games and introduce even more issues, somehow. Like, how is that possible with games that are almost fucking 30 years old, 25 years old, and so on? Like, it was right there. Like, all you had to do was just pull it over. At least that's, I'm assuming, you know? And yeah, so not only that, but it also sort of ruins people's perception of these games in a way, because with them being in such a buggy, messy state, well, it will just make people think that the originals were just like that, which is not the case. Once again, they weren't absolutely 100% polished, I think, but even then, you could actually like play it more better than you can in this. So yeah, honestly, hopefully they can fix it, but I doubt it's gonna bring back most people that originally bought it. And well, I guess, yeah, it's another example of why you don't pre-order games. Although it's unlikely to happen, I'm somewhat skeptical if there was ever like a Need for Speed Ultimate Collection or whatever it is, with like all the games up to the PS2 and 360 era, you know? Like, it just makes you very skeptical, you know? Because, well, those games, well, of course, not perfect either. They definitely ran better, I must say. And, well, if they end up being in a massive collection like that and end up getting somewhat butchered, well, let's just say that I won't really be too impressed either. So I can understand why many people are not very pleased with the Legacy collection for Mortal Kombat. So yeah. Now, of course, personally, I don't really understand most of these other issues, except for the audio and the matchmaking. But for me, the only issue I've really had is the matchmaking, really. That's about it. But for others who have, you know, grown up playing these games, well, yeah, I can understand why one would not be very pleased. So yeah, there you have it. Anyway, though, that will do it for this video. Take what you will. So yeah, anyway though, thank you for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe if you want to stay tuned for more videos, and I'll see you in the next one.